First off, thank you everyone for coming today to Ukrainian House powered by MacPaw. It's great to see you all here. We have a lot of exciting programming ahead, so thanks for joining. 2 panels coming up, a startup pitch, a lot of cool stuff. As people are still trickling in, please feel free, come make yourself comfortable, find a seat. We have some light refreshments over there on the side of the room. So please, at any time, if you would like coffee, something to drink, help yourself to that as well. But yeah, I just wanted to quickly introduce myself. My name is Garrett Krivicich. I actually just started at MacPaw a couple months ago. I'm the head of global PR. It's been an adventure since joining. Yes, it's been like a big journey, a big adventure. And what's been amazing is seeing all of the really cool Ukrainian startups, Ukrainian tech companies that continue to operate on a global scale, even as the Russian aggression and the conflict continues. So this is true, yes, war. So this has been really refreshing to see, because the tech is not only staying on a domestic level in Ukraine, it's been really spreading globally. And it's really, really exciting to welcome a lot of people here, to share their stories, to tell you more about the companies and what they're doing. So once again, thank you everyone for coming. And yeah, we're going to get started. I just want to say a few important notes before we start. First off, over there, we actually have a really important stand for the MacPaw Foundation. Please, at some point, stop by. We have some really cool technology there provided by Aspici, where you can use some more interactive goggles and kind of like see yourself in Ukraine. But pretty much the MacPaw Foundation is a really important institution that's been developed by MacPaw. We're collecting money for all the efforts that are happening in Ukraine. So please do stop by and see that. Yeah, also please make sure to take pictures in front of our backdrop, and make sure to tag us in all of your social media so that we could share that as well. You can see on the 2 back screens, we have all of our social media information and things like that. And of course, I want to thank all of our partners. I'm going to be doing this again, but a big thank you to the Tech Bureau, I'm so bad at saying this word, for partnering with us today. Also Capital Factory, a big thank you to you as well. And of course, the whole full team at MacPaw have been working really hard to put this event together. So please, a round of applause for everyone I just named, because we really couldn't have done it without them. Okay. If you saw our original programming, you might have heard that we were going to have another moderator. But unfortunately, that moderator was not able to make his flight. He just missed it. It is Mike Butcher from TechCrunch, but he did have a nice message that he wanted to share with us. So now, if you could please pay your attention to the 2 screens right here, and I'll slip out of the way.
Hello everyone. My sincerest apologies for not being able to join you at the Ukrainian House, sponsored by MacPaw. However, I am delighted that you've joined this vital event to shine a light on how, despite Russian aggression, Ukrainian tech companies continue to demonstrate resilience, innovation and growth against all the odds. Let's celebrate the indomitable spirit of Ukrainian innovation and technology, and these technologies which have been built in Ukraine. And this is their incredible resilience. So thank you for joining, and please enjoy the event, and I shall see you all very soon. Thanks. And also, of course, Slava Ukraini.
Thank you, Mike. All right, so let us welcome our first panel to the stage. Our moderator for this panel is going to be Nick Bilogorskiy. Nick Bilogorskiy, is the founder and co-chairman of Nova Ukraine, $95 million Ukrainian humanitarian aid fund, doing very, very important work. So I'll let him tell you more about himself and, of course, our panelists. Please welcome to the stage our moderator and all of our panelists. And all of our panelists can join us, and we'll do the introductions when you guys come on stage. Thank you. Please, let's hear it for our panelists as well. Before I hand over the microphone to the panel, one other guest I do want to introduce. The Consulate General of Ukraine is here to just have a few welcoming words for us. So please welcome to the stage Vitalii Tarasiuk, who is right over here, and then we'll get started.
Thank you so much, Garrett. Thank you. Well, thank you everybody for coming here tonight. It's important for us that you're here with us. As it was said before, I mean, despite the fact that Ukraine is under Russia's attack, and just last month we have commemorated 2 years of a full-scale invasion and 10 years of Russia's aggression against Ukraine. So even before the full-scale invasion, we used to, like, for promoting purposes of Ukraine, to promote Ukraine as the country of grains and brains. And so brains obviously being the IT sector that is very dynamic and active in Ukraine for many years. Even before the full-scale invasion, IT sector in Ukraine was probably one of the top destinations for IT outsourcing, and a lot of companies out of Ukraine were very successful in opening their offices in US and other countries, and you probably don't know, but you've heard a lot of names that originated in Ukraine. But after the full-scale invasion, we had to face a big challenge, because we were attacked by a big neighbor that has much more resources and people than we do. And so for us, I mean, we just had to adapt and to innovate from the very beginning of this invasion. And the tech sector was the one that stood up to the challenge. And you obviously know that Ukraine now is very famous in production of different technologies like drones, sea drones. So we basically started the whole new, defense sector in Ukraine. And the President Zelensky actually recently, made a decision to create the special forces for operating drones, like a special armed forces branch. So this week, it's very, fitting that the event today happens at the Capital Factory. Because earlier this week on Friday, we had a group of Ukrainian warfighters that came here to share their lessons of the war in Ukraine. And they talked at length about the technologies that work in Ukraine, or those that does not work. And here we have Alex Goldberg-Stoiky from the Defense Innovation Unit, Jim Rayberg from the Defense Innovation Unit. Those guys are really helping us, shape the future of defense innovation in Ukraine. They're here in Capital Factory 8th floor. So we have a lot of projects coming up together. Really looking forward to that. So, but as I said, defense innovation and other sectors in IT are adapting to the challenge. And in software development, drone development, all of that. And today we have a very excellent panel of people that came just from Ukraine and will share their experience about what the tech sector is facing and how it's adapting, about its resilience in the time of war. Thank you so much for coming here tonight. Thank you. Nick.
All right, let us start. I'm going to introduce some of our panelists, starting with Alexander Kosovan. He's one of the most famous tech entrepreneurs from Ukraine, an investor and the founder of MacPaw, the software company behind Clean My Mac.
Hi, everyone. Thank you.
He's also the founder of SMRK Ventures, which provides venture investment for Ukrainian startups. Thank you for being here. We have Dima Gazda, the founder of Esper Robotics, an award-winning engineering company that builds human enhancement devices. And we have Pavlo Pikulin from Deus Robotics, which provides robotic solutions for warehouse automation.
Hello.
And last but not least, Vitalii Gorovy of InSoft.Partners, software development company which includes Enochsoft, Linkup Studio, Indima Software, 4Bytes, and many other companies. So let's start from how the Russian invasion and war have affected your companies. And can you give some examples of the resilience you had to demonstrate, and how do you keep morale high among your employees? And this question is to any one of you or all of you.
Okay, I can start. Hi everyone, again, my name is Alexander Kosovan. I still live in Ukraine. I met the war in my house in Ukraine. I woke up from very loud blasts and understood that the war started. And it was a scary moment to understand that one of the biggest armies trying to attack your country, and you have very few chances to succeed because all our allies gave us a few weeks that Russia will take over Ukraine. But fast forward in 2 years, we're still fighting, we're still here, and we are still growing at the company in Ukraine. We are investing in startups in Ukraine, and we still have a pretty high chances for success. I still really believe that we will win this war. So when the war started, it was very important to help people around. So we set the priorities like first, safety of our people, our employees. Second, to do everything possible for the victory. And third, to make our business continue working and growing. Because in the times of crisis, and it was not just a crisis, it was chaos. It's really important for the businesses, as a business owner of the company, it's really important to be for your employees, because businesses and companies where people work on is really something that people should rely on, especially in times of needs and crisis. So this was our priority for the employees. We did a lot of things to ensure people are safe, and they have salaries paid, and we help with relocation, with tons of different stuff. And when everything was already getting clear, so we were relatively safe, we resumed our business operations and continued to work in Ukraine. And among our goals was not only to survive, but also to deliver on our contracts, on our promises to our customers and business partners. It was really important to show that even under such a high pressure and these conditions, we're still able to deliver on our promise. And it's still happening now, and I think it's what shows really the Ukrainian resistance. We not only fight in the war, but we continue to operate and do a lot of great stuff.
Me and my family and my company faced a full-scale Russian invasion in Kyiv. And before the war started, everything was fine. We had dozens of customers. We had agreement for investments for building construct manufacturing of robots in Kyiv. And when the war started, everything was destroyed. Contracts was not fulfilled. We lost our customers, and all our thoughts was how to survive our families, employees, laboratory, robots, projects. So we saved our people. We evacuated them from Kiev to west part of Ukraine. We evacuated our laboratory with our unique robots and started to work in different conditions without customers, money, under full-scale Russian invasion. So it's a very hard experience, and we are ready to share it.
About us, so we are a product company. We build robotic limbs for people who do not have hands or legs. One of the reasons we started Esper, this company, was the long war we have with Russia that started 10 years ago. And we never believed, we were sure that there won't be any massive war like we have last 2 years. But we had investors, and the investors pushed us to have plan B, just in case. And we had this, but when the war started, it was before a punch in the face, you always can have plan, but everything happened differently. Most of our team, we were a team of 20 when the war started, was relocated twice. And I remember like minutes or first day, hours of next week, and like I feel it like it was like a week ago. First 2 weeks, I remember like all our focus was not on business. Like we understood that we were fully disrupted, hardware company that should build some product for people, and we should relocate everything to save our team, to survive long term. First 2 weeks were all about everyone in our team, about every relatives of our team. We had scary stories, like we could lose some of us. But step by step, during the first 2 weeks, like I feel that the team was relatively safe. We relocated our Kiev team to the western part of Ukraine. And then we started to rebuild our processes. We understood that all processes, all structure was gone, like fully disrupted, and we should build from zero. But you know, it was not hard. It was quite easy part, because everyone was absolutely sharp and sure what to do, and we just were working, and we were working like all the time. And maybe it was some protection against, like, not to be distracted by the news and what is going on, some sublimation on work. But during 2 months, we rebuilt like something new, like were reborn. In 4 months, we were faster than ever before, and by now we are growing fast. On top of this, we have very important social mission in Ukraine, because our product, our technology, will help thousands of Ukrainians, and that also drives us forward.
If you speak about us, maybe I need to explain some details according to our business model, because we are not a typical investment company, we are not a typical outsourcing company. We may be like a hybrid. So what I mean, we can buy a share in software development company, mostly with service business model. And after that, in this part, we may be like a private equity fund, but we invest our own money. On the next step, we may be like as investment bankers. We can make some mergers of, we can divide this company on a separate businesses. And, but we don't need to sell this company because we build like a holding maybe, like an ecosystem. And we can stay in this company during long years. And if we have interesting price, we can sell this company. So during last 8 years, we made around 20 deals, maybe 20 deals with acquisition, with exit, and right before the war, we made full exit from all our companies. So maybe our situation was the best. But after full-scale invasion began, we made 8 investments in Ukrainian company in different regions, and also we made 2 exits. And right now we have, I don't know, maybe 12, maybe 13 offices in Ukraine in different cities, and we plan to invest in another company in Ukraine, and maybe that's all.
Thank you. Even though I've been in America for almost 30 years, I was born in Kharkiv, and I'm really proud to be Ukrainian. Ukrainians make the best products. It might be Ukrainian makes the best movies, and we just won an Oscar. Ukrainian tech landscape is shaped by both adversity and innovation. And we all observe emergence of new trends that are being born right now. How are these trends affecting the investment strategies and opportunities in Ukraine? My question is for any of you, all of you.
I can start. I wanted to add some positive note. So even considering all of the harsh environment, disruption of business processes, of supply chains, Ukrainians are like, or Ukrainian startups like desert plants. Even with the very limited resources, with a lot of harsh conditions, we find the way to grow our businesses and to innovate. And there are a lot of creativity that's driving this innovation and growth. And talking about, for example, our companies and initiatives, over the last 2 years of the war, we made 5 investments in Ukrainian companies. And our team, our software development team, grew at least 200 people over this 2 years period. So even considering all of this, we still thinking positive about the future and thinking what we can create for the world.
I can understand. For example, if you speak about the investments in IT, despite then we have a lot of operation involvement in our business, I have a lot of negotiation with another private equity or maybe strategist who can invest in service companies, service IT companies. But we have the opposite, maybe some opposite point of view, because if you speak about not about product companies, about service company, right at the moment, maybe not a good time, because when the most of our potential buyers is maybe big corporate companies again, and private equity, which need to invest money with leverage buyout approach. So these guys need to involve banks for their deals. And when we have a bank, so we have a really difficult conditions for every deal, because we need to get compliance procedure. So for our case, today maybe not a good moment for selling, for exit, because we need maybe to wait. I don't know. Everybody don't have an idea. Maybe we need 1 year, maybe 2 years after war will stop. That will be chance for us to make an exit.
We have a great audience. They clap every time.
I totally agree with Alexander and with Vitalii. Now is a good time for invest to Ukraine, to Ukrainian companies. We have experience which not have any other country in the world. We just one who faced full-scale Russian invasion and for last years, and have experience in miltech, healthcare, logistics, and even in AI and robotics, because I believe that labor shortage, which we face in Ukraine now, can be solved by AI and robotics. So my recommendation is to invest to such industries. Thank you.
I wanted to add about the miltech projects. Well, usually the war is considered as like accelerator of innovation, and we see it really in Ukraine because we have no other choice. We have to innovate in order to win the war. And I've seen personally many startups in miltech, in defense industries that are starting right now, and they have like a very short cycle of iterations which they test on the real battlefield. I believe that there is no other countries in the world that have this opportunity. It's not opportunity, but still, like it's opportunity for startups to test their solutions in the real conditions, and which makes our startups a pretty unique position to create really working things that are helping to win the war.
Yeah, I agree with guys. What I feel from my side, so we are a hardware company, and that is most of our team is in Ukraine, team of 40. Yeah, US is the main market, but we have a lot of operations in Ukraine, and investment environment changed a lot. Like you should be outside of Ukraine for sure, like to fundraise, but do you deal if you have something in Ukraine, especially if your hardware is harder. But from other side, you deal with teams who are more motivated to survive and to rebuild or build something very fast, like because they have not so much choice, because they are out of comfort zone. And I think like this, okay, I'm insider, I'm Ukrainian, I know how it is, but, and I know that Ukrainians are, that are people who grown in very unstable environment, and like situation changed many times, and they are fighters, and last 2 years it was like huge disruption for everyone, and like 15 million like relocated twice. I think all of this is kind of entrepreneurial background, and it makes Ukrainians like better inventors, I think. So that's pros to invest in Ukrainian companies, I guess. Yeah. As a hardware company, I can add, yeah, for most of hardware companies in Ukraine, except miltech and health tech, it's tough today. But who built rehabilitation technology, human enhancement technology on miltech, Ukraine is a good place to be. It's safe. I mean, like by statistics, yes, it's relatively safe, but it's like Israel 1 year ago. Our team in Kyiv, I don't feel they are distracted by the war as I am, but I feel that we are like solid as one piece move forward.
As they say, everything that's not killing us is making us stronger. So.
My next question is to Dima. In the field of human enhancement technology, how does Esper Bionics strategize to ensure your scalability and sustainability of your operations, both in Ukraine and internationally?
So you deal with technologies, we deal with technologies that were not built before, like that is something new for all humanity. And the purpose the goal is big, and like one day it will help most of us here. And today we understand that we should help people who are most in need. And by this tragic chance, most of our team is in Ukraine right now, and there is a huge need, like terribly huge need. By Wall Street Journal, there are from 20 to 50,000 Ukrainians who lost hands or legs, and we can help most of them. And we understand that there is huge need. We have technology that can help. We have a great team right now, and we can get even greater team, like the best possible in niche for future. And we are going there step by step, deploying more and more devices, taking care of our teammates, especially of team that is in Ukraine. We always have plan B. We had huge lesson before that plan B is needed. We there are some features of our way, like we do not invest in capex right now to be more flexible, but we see that there is it kind of right now, because of the situation, we see how many bright minds are there in Ukraine, like engineers who have extra motivation right now to build something that is huge, and one day help all of us. Step by step, we are going there just by taking care of these people who want to come there.
Next question to Vitalii. In the B2B outsourcing market, with the ongoing geopolitical challenges, how do you view the strategies to expand global footprint and for Ukrainian companies to maintain competitive advantage?
Thank you for the question. It's a really difficult question. We have around 900 people in Ukraine right now, and if we look at the past, during maybe first 6 months, maybe first year of full-scale invasion, we had a lot of support from our clients because they made a lot of donation, a lot of support to civilians. They ordered new services from us, so that's really supported our cash flow balance. And we had a lot of new business at that time, because everybody of new clients also want to support Ukrainian companies, Ukrainian business, etc., etc. But if we speak about today, we have a totally different situation, opposite situation, because today we see, are you from Ukraine? Okay, sorry, but no business. We have, you have a lot of problem with mobilization, with missile attacks, etc., etc., etc. So if we speak about Ukrainian service outsourcing of software development, there is no way at the moment besides to open new offices in another countries. For example, Poland, Hungary, etc., 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 etc. If you want to have new clients, new business, you need to open another country. So, unfortunately.
Thank you. Alexander, for MacPaw being headquartered in Ukraine, how has that influenced your approach to innovation and global expansion?
Yes, so we had to change a lot of our internal processes, especially everything connected with risks and business continuity. So we added a lot of things to increase redundancy, to secure people, to make the business resilient in case of different emergencies. So this was one direction. Another direction is cybersecurity. Because with the war, we witnessed a lot of cyber attacks on Ukrainian companies, infrastructure. Like, for example, one of the biggest probably cyber attacks in the world happened just a few months ago, when the whole Ukrainian network operator, which had like 26 million customers, went down for a week. So Russians infiltrated the networks, and they basically wanted to destroy the whole communication network. And if that would happen on the very beginning of the war, it would be a chaos, because people would not know the news, would not know where Russians are, what's needed, and it would be a catastrophe. But right now, people already have a lot of other sources of connectivity, and it wasn't that critical. No, at least for the majority of Ukrainians. For this company, it was a nightmare. But again, the cybersecurity is a huge issue, not only for Ukrainians, but we see that cybersecurity operations and cyber attacks are happening all over the world. So it is very important to increase the awareness of the cybersecurity threats and how to protect yourself. And we as a company, we are also building some solutions to help regular people increase their security protection. So this was one of the directions of our companies. Talking about other directions, it's not directly related to the company, but still defense projects. I personally consultate a lot of startups that do like drone developments and other stuff. This helps me to understand better all of this technology, how it connected, how it can help to win the war. And again, this is a new skill for me personally, because I considered myself a pacifist before the war, but right now I understand how important it is to create defensive products in order to feel protected even if the country is in peace.
And staying with you, despite the challenges we all talked about, Ukrainian companies continue to thrive and win deals on a global level. What factors do you think contribute to the success, and what factors hold us back?
This is for me or for everyone? So factors of the success. So I can talk about the product companies, because I represent product companies and I invest in product companies. So right now we see how the market, the employment market changed. We see much more people on the market, so we can hire them cheaply, I would say so. But there is more demand for. There is more employees than demand on the market. And this is good for startups, because people are more accessible, and you can start your own business easier right now, despite the situation in Ukraine. And I think it's a good thing for a lot of startups in Ukraine. It's not that good with outsourcing companies, as we discussed earlier, because of the risks, there are some it's getting difficult to acquire customers, but the product companies win from this.
I have interesting example, maybe the first positive from my side during today's meeting. We have a really interesting discussion with one of our clients. We propose to this client to extend on Poland market, or maybe, I mean, another our offices in another countries. But she told us, guys, there was a full-scale invasion, but your team is working. Okay, you have, for example, a Russian missile attack in your city, but your team is working. For example, you have blackouts, no electricity. Again, you are working. So maybe that's the reason.
Just to give you the ideas of the numbers, so before the war full-scale invasion started, there were around 250,000 people employed in the IT sector of Ukraine. Majority of these people were in outsourcing companies. We had very large outsourcing companies in Ukraine. Of course, when the war started, a lot of people relocated to different countries. Some of them are mobilized, but still there is a huge potential for technology companies that are currently starting in Ukraine.
As I remember, maybe before the war, around 90% of Ukrainian IT guys worked in outsourcing, yeah? But if you speak right now, maybe 40% in product companies.
Yeah, so this sector is really growing.
There's definitely some gray area now where outsourcing companies making products and vice versa, right? But my next question is to Pavlo. How did Deus Robotics make global impact since the full-scale invasion, and how can other companies follow suit?
We are a robotics company. We create, design, integrate, manufacture robots for warehouse automation. And during the war, we go live. We deployed our first project in Kyiv. And our technologies was not ready for the war. For example, in these warehouses, electricity interruptions. Our robots was not prepared for work without electricity. Network interruptions. Our robots was not prepared to work without network. Also, during rocket alerts, all people go into shelter, but our robots are cooperating with humans. And we must change our technologies to work in such conditions. And now our robots able to work without electricity, without network, without people. And these technologies are very useful in other countries because sometimes we face extreme conditions like some tornado or other conditions. And our technologies are very resilient. And it helps us to win good agreements with top companies because our robots are resilient and reliable. So my recommendation to other companies to use their experience, unique experience in Ukraine, to make their product better, speed up scaling to other markets, United States markets, European markets, other markets, and share this experience in new markets. Thank you.
Ukraine has all this talent, all this potential, all this opportunity. We also have a lot to learn. And for me, being here at South by Southwest, first time, I'm really impressed with what I'm seeing. This event is not what I expected. What have you learned here? What have you seen here? Do you have any episodes that you want to share? Anything you want to share with our audience that you already seen in Austin?
Who wants to start?
Got them.
You mean here in Austin, or? So again, I will talk not only about the Austin, but other countries as well. So first of all, we see that there is some kind of fear to invest in Ukraine because of the war, which is again which makes harder for Ukrainian startups to raise capital on the further stages, and I think this is a faulty perception and not very not very good for the investors because even right now in these conditions, we are able to deliver a pretty great technology, which is resilient and very innovative. So this is one thing. Another thing that I see right now, what is happening, is perception towards MilTech technologies around the investors. So people are opening up for investing in MilTech, which is, I think, good in general, because previously it was like a taboo topic. Nobody liked this. Nobody thought it was useful. But the war in Ukraine opened their eyes, and it is really important to support MilTech startups because they are saving lives. Here in Austin, well, we still have to deliver a very important message to the world because after 2 years of this full-scale invasion, war in Ukraine became a third-party topic, and people started to forget that every day our people are fighting, they're dying, and they're protecting the freedom and democracy for the whole world. Because if Ukraine would fall in the first weeks, there would be another war in Europe, 100%. Right now, we are protecting the whole world from this horrible threat which Russia is.
Yeah, my answer maybe will be more philosophical, general. It's not only about Austin, maybe more about USA approach. In Ukraine, we have a good mathematical school, we have a good engineering school, we have a lot of guys with good technical skills. And maybe we have a lot of guys in our company, employees, with no work-life balance, maybe a lot of work. Less of life. But we also have a Soviet Union legacy. And we don't have good skills with marketing, with sales, with networking. And I see a lot of examples, good networking on this event, for example, and maybe on another events across USA. So maybe we need to learn some sales approach, business development approach.
Next question to all of you, kind of looking ahead 3 to 5 years. How do you see Ukrainian tech companies shaping the global landscape?
I think that today Ukraine is it's kind of compressed spring, and this spring has all this force, talents as before, even more motivated. And the spring has 5-10 times more international contacts than ever before. As that is a huge potential, and I think that it can lead to boom of new companies, corporations. Right now, this compressed spring, it's also like a reactor with a lot of things happening inside, like a lot of technologies for military purpose. But most of them can be used for other purposes, like drones can be used for transportation, for example, and like rehabilitation things can be used for enhancement of people. And in 3 years from now, I hope we will have peaceful Ukraine, after victory with 10 times more tech companies, small tech companies. And right now we have options what to do, and we can help a bit to boost this. And maybe we should make step by step, by our example, entrepreneurship kind of national idea, I think. And we should focus and keep very hard, hold very hard the opportunity to build better economic liberalism, to build this country that will have advantage in future global economy.
I'm optimist, and try to stay positive no matter what. So after our victory within the next few years, there will be a huge project to rebuild Ukraine. Russia will pay, or what will be left from Russia will have to pay contributions and reparations, and billions of dollars will be infused into Ukrainian economy. So there will be a huge demand for a lot of startups and projects to help rebuild Ukrainian cities, to clear up the minefields, to even investigate the Russian war crimes, which are tens of thousands now, and only the technology can solve this issue within a short time frame. So there will be a huge opportunity and money in order to help and make all of this possible. So I think it will be a new economical miracle in Europe in a few years. So I am very positive about it.
So it's better to invest in Ukraine right now.
Yeah.
It's smarter.
I agree totally with Alexander and Dmitry. Here will be 10 times, maybe 100 times more companies who build new technologies, because the situation may accelerate everything what happening in Ukraine, and we know already hundreds of companies who building drones in Ukraine, robotics technologies. But before the war started, here was just a few of them. And just in Ukraine, you can test these technologies and get this unique experience. So it's advantage of Ukrainian companies among all others in the world. So I believe that we will have not just many small tech companies, we will see big tech companies. I think that a lot of unicorns will be from Ukraine. And yes, I agree that in an optimistic way, we will have big projects for rebuilding Ukraine, and it will be rebuilt by Ukrainian companies, and they will grow faster. And now it's one of the best moments to invest in Ukrainian companies, because all of these things, and also we have people who are resilient, ready to work, who survived during these conditions. If we talk about startups, we always know that most of startups fail, but if the startups survived during the war, they will survive in any condition. Thank you.
Maybe I'm not the right person to ask the question about future of technologies, because we are services companies, and in our case, if our client wants to get an engineer with, I don't know, blockchain skills, we just we just have to find or teach engineers for our client. And for example, if today our client wants to get engineer with skills to work with large language models, we need to have the same approach. So I believe in our future we will do the same things. But if we speak about the people, I think Ukrainian people is a right choice, because during this war, Ukrainians demonstrate a high level of adaptivity and maybe a high level of internal power. But in case if we speak about the business, we need to understand we speak about the people.
I think we got time for one more. So as an investor, I get a lot of Ukrainians pitching their ideas to me. And the areas I see most promising and where I feel like a lot of innovation that will originate from Ukraine and go globally are in the fields of cybersecurity, generative AI, and defense. Would you agree or disagree with that? And what have you seen specifically in technologies, companies, ideas?
I would add here, like, absolutely agree with your list. Yes. Again, because I'm insider in this niche, but human augmentation, like the technologies that will make humanity more able to do something, to compete with machine one day, to live a better life, to live longer. These technologies will emerge in places that have intersection of like economic liberalism or also less bureaucracy from one side. Second side, there should be, in this place should be a good level of medicine as a base to make it happen. And also this place probably we should have some big need. And unfortunately, this is right now in Ukraine. And this, even before the war, Ukraine was one of the best places to build some human augmentation technologies because not so much bureaucracy, good level of medicine. But now we had here the biggest need in the world. And human augmentation technologies, they have all chances to be one of the biggest market, like bigger than automotive, space tech, and even robotic industry combined. And that technology is about all of us.
So I'm personally a big evangelist of machine learning and artificial intelligence technologies. I believe that we are at the very beginning of a new industrial revolution, which is AI revolution. And this is a technology that will help humans, help us with their tools, with machine learning and large language models in order to make decisions better, make decisions faster, and even to automate things that previously were considered almost impossible. Like, I can take, again, for example, the Russian war crimes. So right now, in order to process all of these crimes, it will take maybe 20, 30 years with full involvement with many international specialists. But with technologies, this can be very much automated and be done in a few years. So this is, I think, it will be one of the building blocks for the future of humanity and in Ukraine in general.
So Ukraine right now is kind of like place where just a lot of things happening, like a lot of possible applications for future tech. Yeah, that's one of the reasons they can start in Ukraine.
So as you can see, Ukraine is open for business. There's never a better time to invest in Ukraine than right now. I want to thank the panelists, and I'm going to make sure we have enough time for your questions from the audience.
Thank you.
Yes, please raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. There's a gentleman over there. Okay, hold on, the microphone's coming. Everybody else, think of your question now.
What do you
Then raise your
think
hand.
the majority of the Ukrainian people think? Would they agree to a peace with some compromise of land, like Crimea, or are they really willing to fight till the end?
It's an easy question.
I mean, it's Russia. It's, you know, let's face it, logically, this will take a long time.
We are facing it.
Will we answer? So I think like I think this is easy question, and I think we are very solid here, as in very many things. We can argue about many things. Ukrainians can argue, but here we are very solid. No.
So no land.
Okay. I could add to that. So nobody probably knows Russians better than us, and we understand that this war is not about the territory, it's about keeping the empire alive, and they will not stop even if there will be some peaceful agreements which would never Russians will never comply. They will use it in order to regroup and strike again. So there's peaceful agreements is not possible with Russia at its current state. It has to be demolished.
As long as Putin lives, I think.
Not only Putin. It's not about Putin. It's not Putin that is killing our people. The whole Russian population, no matter is it in Russia or abroad, they all support this war, and we wouldn't have this war if it only would be Putin.
Thank you for your question. Raise your hands if you have a question, please, so I can see you. All right, we have one in the front row. Then, please introduce yourself.
Hello, esteemed panel. Max Pecharski here, founder of Promo Republic. So let's talk tech ecosystem in Ukraine. So to win, to be strong, you have to be united. You have to share values. We all know about the Silicon Valley values, giving back, helping each other, paying it forward. What is it that Ukrainian tech ecosystem is missing in terms of values, in terms of being united? What do we need to borrow? And also how to connect people in Ukraine and also those like tech diaspora outside. Like me, for example, I'm based out of Helsinki for the last 7 years. So what do you think is it missing and what can we do about it to unite us, to make us stronger? Thank you.
I can start. I don't think anything's missing. I think we got all the components we need, but definitely working better together through more initiatives and platforms to collaborate. There's so many of us out there. The diaspora is very strong, very talented as well. And if we can plan together and align our incentives, we can achieve great things.
I totally agree. Millions of Ukrainians are now abroad, and actually we got first customers outside of Ukraine through Ukrainian people in the United States, for example. So I agree that nothing is missing.
I believe, I totally agree, and I believe collaboration in practice, like just by collaborating and by taking it as example and sharing it within Ukraine, it will just step by step will shift mindset to build some some companies, technologies. Maybe we can, like, within Ukraine, inside Ukraine, we can help, like, to push this idea forward again, to make kind of entrepreneurship more as national idea, and maybe even some step forward to boost this process, like use more of English language in official documents, for example, or at least to start this dialogue within Ukraine, like why not for collaborating, for implementing all these contacts we have during last, like, 10 times more contacts than ever before. we paid so high price for this. We are paying so high price for this. That can lead to way more companies if we will like help to shift mindset toward English like a second language, second official, or something less radical. I don't know.
Thank you. Raise your hand if you have a question.
I wanted to add a very important thing. So the war is happening not only on the battlefield, but also on the informational field. And we see that Russia are using this informational warfare very effectively, especially abroad. So there are a lot of narratives that are Russians trying to infuse into the different societies. And unfortunately, at some countries, they are winning. And what is very important is, first of all, to have the informational hygiene and to understand what is like fake news, pro-Russian, etc., and what is real truth. So the recommendation for the Ukrainians abroad is to be more vocal and again to spread the truth and the news about.
Be united on messaging, engage in people diplomacy. Yes. Our next question, fourth row.
Hi, my name is Andrei. I'm an engineering student at the University of Texas. One question I wanted to go back and touch on is expansion of Ukrainian companies into other countries. Like, for example, like obviously Google is an American company, has offices all over the world. What are the major challenges that need to be overcome for Ukrainian companies to expand into, other markets, besides the obvious, like capital or, labor access? What are like the niche things that people aren't talking about?
Maybe this question for me mostly. I think, according to our experience, maybe we have a typical challenges, legal, taxes. Yeah, we have a new experience about how we can hire new people, but on my point of view, the main problem maybe, or main challenge for us is understanding of new culture in another countries, because in every other country we have maybe a little bit different mindset, and you need to understand this market for hiring new people and for getting new clients. So maybe mindset is the most important.
Thank you. Next question, gentlemen. This one first, right behind Garrett.
You made the point about information warfare. When I look at the Ukraine-Russia conflict, it's the definition of just war. And I think the Ukrainians have moral authority. And what I don't hear in kind of a public conversation is the discussion around just war and moral authority. I remember the mid-1990s, the Ukrainians had nuclear weapons. The United States and the UK gave a security guarantee. Give up your weapons. We're very concerned about loose nukes at the time. Our guys were running all over Africa, concerned about Ukrainian loose nukes. And you guys gave them up, and we said we'd come kind of protect you. And here we are, vacillating. So I guess the question is, how come, I don't hear kind of for me, that's just a history lesson. That is completely clear. Why isn't that story, it's 35 years ago or 30 years ago, why isn't it being told? It just seems like people forget. And, you guys are young guys, you probably don't even remember that. I certainly do.
Thank you for the question. And I think we do what we can to tell this story. But what do you guys think?
Well, I think it's more a political question. Maybe there are some agreements that we don't know as tech people why it's not happening. Well, it's a valuable lesson that we learned when this war started, so never to rely on anybody else. So you have to build your own security and your army in order to really be protected. We see these narratives with NATO as well. So it's, I think again, this is a very hard topic and is historical lesson that we all have to learn.
We have a question over there, Volodymyr.
Volodymyr Berezhny, founder of ABS Group. I'm a portfolio company of Capital Factory. I lived these two years in Texas, and I see more Ukrainian leaders coming. And thank you guys for coming here and speaking up. I think you're doing a great job for showing Ukrainian companies. My question is, how do we as a community create more leaders instead of being commodity-based outsourcing companies? Basically create as a community more leaders who can drive change faster and create more products outside the bigger companies. What can we do together?
What can we do to create more product?
What can we do together to create more companies, successful companies?
I think we should keep this type of dialogues and more public, more often. I think like this information, like we are talking right now here, and like we are talking within our small community, small bubble, it should be spread all over Ukraine. Like, because there is huge potential that is still sleeping. We should show Ukrainians that there is a way to create international companies inside Ukraine if they want. It's not so hard. It's possible, and they have everything they need for this. Just they haven't seen example.
So, I personally consider the Ukrainian tech market as a very young market, at least like 20 years old. So there weren't a lot of technology companies in Ukraine not so recent time ago. Well, comparing to the Silicon Valley when it is already 70 years, maybe more. And it's when we have both product companies and outsourcing companies, they kind of work together. So outsourcing companies have experience working with Western clients. They know how to build products for the client, etc. And they grow the specialists that the product companies later can hire. So we kind of grow together, and it wouldn't be possible to build product companies without the outsourcing as well.
We've been here for a whole hour. I want to thank our panelists again, Dima, Alexander, Pavlo, Vitalii. I'm being signaled that Garrett will come back on stage now, take us to the next panel.
Yes, thank you, everyone. Thank you.